Hey everybody, it's Videobob with another cool video review of another cool knife. And as you read in the title, this is the Benchmade Mini-Infidel. It's hilarious. I picked this up at a place that I've visited many times before. Even though I'm from Dallas, Texas, I travel back and forth to Las Vegas and back. And if you go the northern I-40 route and you go through Arizona, there's this place called, I think it's called Knife City Outlet. It's just near Winslow area. They've got probably one of the greatest selection of knives I've seen at just about any retail store. But I got to say that their prices are pretty nuts. For instance, this particular knife I'm about to review retails for an MSRP of $410. They had it marked at $449. I was like, dude, come on, man. I look online, I can see this thing for $350. You know, average. I give them $360 for the knife. They took it. So this is the box, Mini-Infidel. I've never had one of the Infidels. You know, I've always had the HKs and also the Microtechs. Like for instance, I reviewed what I do with my Microtech. You know, the Microtechs and whatnot. They have this side action like that. Like this is my Hellhound, which I reviewed before. Have this little side action, and they're very thin. So this one is a little bit different. It comes with this sheath. Now, I don't know what this piece of plastic is all about. This is supposed to be some kind of a, I guess for a belt loop. I have no idea how this case is supposed to work. This thing goes here, and then this thing comes back and there's some Velcro. I have no idea how this sheath is supposed to really work, how you're supposed to wear it or mount it. It doesn't really make any sense. It's crap. Okay, I don't care about that. Here we go. Here's the business end. Here we go. This is the Mini-Infidel. Now, I'm all the time looking for small knives. I like small knives. One of the reviews I did before was for my little, it's so little I've lost it. Where'd it go? For my little Almar, you know, this little bitty one with the little sheath. And this is a little, you know, a little Japanese knife that I reviewed before. Sharp as all get out. Oh, careful. And then while I was at that same knife store I mentioned a minute ago, I got this itty bitty little cute little knife. Look how cute it is. You pop it open. You could take out somebody's little eye with that. Look at that little thing. Anyway, this was like 25 bucks. I just thought it was so cool. This little stainless steel knife. So anyway, and I don't know the brand of it. It's just got, like, what is that, a spider or a tick? It was 25 bucks at this place. It's the C133P. I don't know the brand of it. Horrible packaging. Little tiny box. Little tiny knife. Okay. Back to this thing. Mini-Infidel. Now, it has, you know, Infidel inscribed here on the clip. It's pretty thin, pretty lightweight. It's like a black, matte black anodized aluminum. It says, according to their website, it's 6061 T6 aluminum. Now let's get to the business end. Now, at first, I didn't think I was going to like this actuator up on top. Notice the stair-step pattern of this thing. Notice how it is. Okay. And when I show you like my Microtechs and my Ultratechs, like my Hellhound, you know, you see the difference between these. I gotta say, there's something about the way this is cut. It kind of hurts your finger. It kind of hurts a little bit. Seriously. Ah! Okay. So, I don't know. There's just something about the way this little X is made. If you look at the pattern, these little edges really, look at that. It left a mark on my thumb. I know I'm a wimp. But I'm just saying it's not comfortable. Okay? This thing, here we go. Very comfortable to operate, even though it's this sort of stair-step thing. There's just more to grip onto. And it's not as difficult to actuate. I could do this all day. Anyway, actuates very easily. You can see written on the blade, Benchmade. On the other side here it says, designed by McHenry, benchmade.com, Pat D2. I can barely see that with my little eyes. So, yeah, it says designer, McHenry and Williams. It's out the front, automatic opening. Steel blade D2. Blade length 3.10 inches. Blade thickness, it's very, very thin. It's, it's not even worth mentioning. Open length, a little over 7 inches. Closed 4. Weight 3.4 ounces. It's a very lightweight knife. I mean, you can get all these specs off of their website. The bottom line is that, when you compare them, like for instance to the Hellhound. Now, here's some things I don't like about my Hellhound. I don't like the little glass breaker. I'm not usually in a situation where I need to break some glass. Just never happened. It's pretty long, as compared to this one. This one's like much stubbier, right? This one's much fatter, right? Blade's drastically different. I mean, a Hellhound, it's not even comparable. It's a completely different kind of knife. And also, by the way, depending on what state you were in, the state of Texas, you can have just any knife you want. Whereas, just like this is my Sith Lord, very much like, the Infidel being a double-edged dagger, but you can see the kind of the length difference. But in the state of Texas, they repealed all knife laws. You can have whatever kind of knife you want. You can carry a sword around if you want. But please keep in mind that in a lot of states and cities, check your local state, county, municipality laws, because in a lot of places, a double-edged knife, no matter what the length, is illegal, and that was that way in Texas. Some places, all automatic switchblades out the front, gravity knives, whatever, those are also illegal. That's the cool thing about the Hellhound that I liked, is because it's a single-edged knife, and so in a lot of places, a lot of places will allow you to have the automatic knife, but with only a single edge. So I like to keep a variety of different ones if I travel, if I'm going somewhere, like if I go to a particular state where a double-sided knife is not legal, I will take my single-sided knife. And sometimes I'll take my nice red Sith one because it's so pretty. It's pretty. But I gotta say, out of all of these, out of the HK that I had before, which I don't have handy, and my Hellhound, which I gotta say, this thing, when you pull this out, when somebody sees that, that is an impressive blade. That thing is thick. It is solid. When you need to, I don't recommend using it for prying something, but if you had to pry something, you could, a little bit. I wouldn't recommend doing that with an expensive knife like this, but I'm just saying you could. Whereas this thing, that is so thin. But the thinness sometimes is great. Believe it or not, what I use my knives for the most is just opening boxes, cutting tape, cutting straps, zip ties, opening mail. I'm constantly opening boxes. I do a lot of shipping and receiving. I receive things every day. And this thing is, of course it's sharp. It's sharp. But when you just do that, it's stupid. It's the point that sharp is all look at that. It's just, all right, so when you're trying to open something, just, great. This is probably, out of all of the ones I've bought or checked out, the Mini-Infidel is absolutely the best one just to carry around in your pocket. It's nice and small. It's lightweight. It's not too thick. Even though it's a little thicker, but we're talking about just a little bit, right? The length of these makes it kind of difficult to carry in certain pockets. You could put it in your pocket and everything, but it's kind of long, and this little pointy thing sticking up, I got to be honest, I don't like it. I don't like the glass breaker. Especially when you're holding it, it's stabbing into your palm. Everything about this knife, the Hellhound and the Sith Lord, the Microtech, Ultratechs, they're just not comfortable. They're not ergonomic. They're not easy to hold. They're not easy to operate as far as on your finger. Look at, it's left a mark. They're cool as shit, but you know, just like this, even this pattern on the Sith Lord, it's just not comfortable. You know, maybe if you were in gloves or something, but even as I'm holding it, there's no pleasure in holding it. This thing is soft. It's soft. You know, like it's ergonomic. The way this is made here, this little end, it's handy. It's got a hilt that you can hold on to. And even the roundness of this clip, when it's touching your palm, it just feels good in your hand. It's so easy to operate, too. You know, and you don't have to worry about it having so much power. It's not like it's going to burst through your pants. See, look, nothing happened. Yeah, and by the way, if you know, that's how you handle that. If you ever accidentally pop your knife and it's loose, you just give it a little flick, and there you go. Hold on. There we go. Now it's recharged again. So, but crazy stupid sharp. I mean, the thing is incredibly sharp, and the point on it is just, I mean, it's pointy. So there's a lot of reviews out there. You're going to look at all these different knife reviewers, and they're going to sit there and they're going to pull out a pair of calipers, and they're going to measure this and measure that, and you know, and all this. I'm just talking about the physical ergonomics of the thing, holding this thing in your hand. And out of all of the out the fronts that I've handled or bought or owned, the Mini-Infidel, best one so far. Absolutely. And also the most expensive. Even buying it at a discount of $360, still more than the $300 I paid for my Hellhound and the $300 I paid for this. And then my H&K, my little turmoil one that we did before, I think it was it 150 bucks or 200 bucks? And I don't remember. But most expensive. But I gotta say, most well made. Best out of all of them. And being that this is the Mini-Infidel, the regular Infidel is huge. You know, I mean, unless you're like a soldier, you're going around killing people, you really don't need one that big. Now, just to show you something fun, I don't know if I still have this. Here it is. I was at a gun show. Look at this cute little knife. I found this thing. It's a little mini rip-off of a little Ultratech. It's got the tiniest little blade on it, but look at that. And the greatest little action on it, too. This is actually, I think this thing was 15 bucks. And it's red anodized, but it works great. But as just a little opener, teeth picker, nail picker, it's a great little knife. It says that it's stainless in China. Doesn't have a manufacturer mark, but I just wanted to point out to you that I thought, you know, as far as, look how cute that is. I wish I could tell you where to get one, but it's just one of those things, like it was laying on a table and I bought it. And that's the end of the story. All right. Like I said, as far as this sheath goes, maybe somebody can explain to me how this thing works. I don't know. There's a snap on this side, and then there's this just wad of crud here that's just like this Velcro. Like you can't attach it to anything. And then it's got this like plastic deal here. Maybe I'm just retarded, but I can't figure out how. Like, where does this go as relation to the raise tab to open? And then what do I do? Like, where does this go? There's no instructions at all. What do I do with this? This doesn't unfold. What am I doing wrong here? This thing doesn't work as a like, this is a Velcro. And then what is this attached to? I don't know. It sucks. So Benchmade, what the fuck is this? What is this shit? What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, knife is awesome. Case blows. Donkey balls. Greatest out the front knife I've owned, operated, seen in person so far. Most useful. The Benchmade Mini-Infidel. I recommend. I could do this all day. With the other hand. This thing is just crazy. I love pulling this thing out. I cut you, man. Mini-Infidel. Benchmade. I'm Videobob. Please like and subscribe. I've got like 5 million viewers. Must be a reason. You should be one too. Tune in. All right, bye.